Hello and welcome to a new episode of Divination Detectives. As always, it is your lovely duo, G and Alex, and today we have a mystery disappearance that has some very, very odd circumstances around it. So I will let Alex tell us a little bit about the episode and what is going on, but this is a very odd case that makes very little sense. So I will let Alex take over and guide us into this new episode.
Before we begin, remember this is for entertainment purposes only. We do this work out of personal curiosity and always keep heartfelt intentions for the highest good of all. We have respect for the living and departed spirits and energies involved and are appreciative of all the messages received. Thank you to all of our listeners. We appreciate you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're enjoying this content. Okay, so this is another missing person, and these are really interesting. I like to do them, based on the other ones we did. They're kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not fun that they're missing. I have very great respect for the missing and family and everyone involved. But it is fun to look into these because of all of the wild cards in the story. So the story that I have here is from a guy named Terrence Woods that went missing in October 5th, 2018. Now, he was working with a production company for Raw TV, and they were doing like a documentary on these abandoned gold mines for the Discovery Channel. So sounds like, a pretty legit job, good amount of money, production, and all of that. Like it seems, pretty good. And from what I understood, this guy was, trying to make a name for himself. He was not in lots of other productions. Like this wasn't like his first rodeo kind of thing. So basically what happened is they're out in this remote area, and according to the witnesses and the other crew, like everything was pretty normal. And then until the morning of when he disappeared. And so the night before, he apparently was out, like eating dinner with everyone. He seemed a little withdrawn, is kind of what they said. But the next day, he was acting really like erratically and very like anxious and just kind of like, again, withdrawn. And this is the crazy part. So while they were filming or taking a break, they were just kind of like moving from one spot to the other. He's walking with a few people and he just drops all of his equipment, radio, belt, everything, drops it all, takes off running, like jumps down this big cliff, runs into the woods. The people that were with him kind of like started running after him, but they totally lost him. And then he was never seen again. So it's very odd. The family has stated that, he wasn't known to be anxious or have anxiety or panic attacks. Like that was never something that they had heard of him dealing with before. The family, had lots of questions and didn't really like the answers they were getting from the production company. They feel like people are lying. We're going to find out, right? To see if there's anything deeper to this. But yeah, it kind of feels like the family and the company were not like in agreement or not happy with the answers. And it's just really strange that someone would kind of freak out mentally and then just run into the woods. Um, the other odd thing was that when I was looking this up, there was another missing person in the same area. When I looked at the map, it's very mountainous here. So it was like, a couple hours away from this same location, but there was still this lady that went missing. She was seen like 3 days before this. And she was actually like an avid hiker. She was staying at a camp. She had radio. She had her dog. Like she had a lot of experience taking other people and youth out into the mountains. So her story was kind of odd at the same time. And I just wonder if they're linked
Mm.
because she was kind of like, on the radio talking to people, but they couldn't make out what she was saying. And then that was the last thing they heard of her. Some hunters went to where she was, her last location, and she was gone, her and her dog. So I wonder if they're linked, number one. I wonder if, it's something to do with the area that has caused, these people to act out of ordinary, or I wonder if this was like, a personal thing or just a story to cover up what actually happened. So many questions.
Yeah.
So many questions.
But it would kind of make sense, like before we pull the cards, it would make sense that these two would in some sort of way be connected, right? I mean, when you
Ooh.
think about logically, it's like a very short amount of time between the two disappearances, and
Mhm.
the considering the location, right? It's the
Yeah.
same location. I don't know.
And yeah, I mean, I haven't done research into the statistics. Like, maybe people go missing here all the time. Like, I don't know, but I just thought it was very strange. And this is like an old closed mine. So we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about tunnels, we're talking about gold. Maybe there's still some gold there. Maybe people are watching it. Yeah, very interesting feelings that I'm getting. Just
Hmm. What are you thinking as far as the first question? What should we look into?
so let's look into like the morning of, like what was Terrence's energy like when he was kind of like freaking out and having this so-called mental breakdown or mental attack.
So that's
I would
what
like to
they're
know.
they're sort of saying is that he had a
That is kind of what they're saying. Yeah.
okay.
He was acting, yeah, strange, out of character, withdrawn, and anxious. Is all very descriptive. So I wonder, yeah, let's see if that was true.
Okay. I'm actually thinking I might divide it into like what was happening the day before,
Okay.
leading up to that day, and then the day of, like where was his mental state.
Okay.
That would be a good way to see if there is any sort of sudden changes.
Oh, wow.
What are you getting?
Well, I was shuffling and I'm like, his mental state, and I got anxiety. The card
Okay.
says anxiety. The day before, I got this seventh chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So like that to me is kind of like up in the heavens, up in like he's not in his body. It's very ungrounded energy. It's really like I am somewhere else. I'm envisioning, it's almost like having visions.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, but then the morning of, I got what was his energy, and I got this action card with horses running. Remember, he literally ran away.
Yep.
I don't find them helpful. I find, what do you have?
Well, I think
I
it
find
adds
them
on to
confirming,
what
but
it I think it adds to what I got for
mm,
sure. I
okay.
mean, it's a it's an addition for sure. From where you're starting off with this. So I actually decided to pull an extra field just to see where he was even before the trip,
Okay.
to get an even better basis of what we are looking into. And for before the trip, I got the King of Cups in reverse, and then the
Mhm.
Ten of Cups in reverse, which is very interesting. So I don't think that he was in too good of a place mentally and emotionally. It sort of feels like overwhelmed, what you got anxious, because that's sort of translating into the day before. Because I have actually, let me start off there. I feel like there was this sort of expectation, and I think pressure that he put on himself. I don't think that this was external pressure necessarily, but I guess we can determine that later. But there is just this general sense of anxiousness, a general sense of pressure that he was feeling, and a sense of expectations almost, I want to say. Particularly the Ten of Cups in reverse almost makes me feel like I think people expect something of me and I'm not leveling up or getting to a point where I think I'm supposed to be at this point, which makes to me connects to him being an aspiring actor, and it's like, when is that break gonna happen, possibly? Or like this work that I'm putting in, like when am I gonna see the payoff from that? The day before, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician, which is very interesting because we kind of go from this anxiousness to maybe a little bit of like confidence. Like, I can sort this out, I can figure it out, I can get on top of this, I can control the narrative, control the situation. But
Mhm.
I do also think that with the King of Pentacles, it's, I think, responsibility, right? He's the king of money, he's the king of physical things. So it's also this responsibility that he feels. And I feel like anxiousness can very often be a manifestation that sort of lurks in the shadow of that, because you have this sense of pressure being put on you to rise up to the occasion, right? You have this responsibility to show up and be what everybody expects you to be, right? Or what you
Mhm.
expect of yourself. And I feel like the Magician coming up is like, I'm very much expecting of myself, maybe more so than people expect of me, or I create these kind of stories in my mind that I convince myself of, that people expect this or that from me. Now, the day of his actual disappearance, we have the Page of Wands as the first card, which is like action. What you got to me, this is that fire. I have a brilliant idea, I know what I need to do and how I need to do it, and that fire under my feet. And then the two cards that follow it up as sort of clarification or more information, we have Seven of Swords and then Eight of Swords, both in reverse. So to me, this is like, I need to do something in order to sort of escape. And it feels like very mentally confusing. As sort of, to me, I would kind of want to say like delirium in some ways. Like, I
Mhm.
have this crazy idea of how I'm going to get out, of how I'm going to avoid all of this. But it also feels like I'm not in my right mind, not completely.
I don't think it had to do with the people there. Like when I
No.
looked in the energy of who he was working with, I got this harmony card, like
Mm-hmm.
everything was
No, it was
kosher.
good. This was
But
this
then
was
I
his own
got this
mind.
other card about like before he went there, and I got this love card. So I wonder if it has to do with like a woman that he is
Hmm.
Fred, like you're talking about all these responsibilities and stuff. Like it
Mm-hmm.
almost sounded work related, but now I'm getting this love
No.
card.
I mean, Ten of Cups in reverse before the trip.
Yeah,
That's, to me, is
yeah.
family. That to me is love connections, family
Uh-huh.
connections, friendships, romantic, non-romantic, everything. So that actually makes a lot of sense. And this kind of maybe he was
Oh,
thinking of
look,
like,
I
I
got
need to
this
rise up. There we
happy
go.
family reversed.
That's literally that's literally the Ten of Cups
It's
in
the same
reverse.
card. I
Yeah,
know. The
quite
picture is
literally.
exactly. So I wonder, so this is weird now because you have his family saying, "Oh no, something must be wrong with that story."
It's
And
almost
we
like
have
they're
two
trying to,
indications. We have two indications that something was not happy in the family.
yeah. It's almost like with them saying like he was not even on the trip. Like, wait, what if he was supposed to go there and there is witnesses, literally witnesses,
Yeah.
and I would assume that if he was traveling by airplane or something, there would be tickets, there would be video surveillance or place they were staying at, some things, that you would have concrete evidence, not just the people seeing him, but like technology, cameras that would be picking him
Yeah.
up, or traces, paying with a credit card, where he's at, his location, stuff like that, I can be traceable. So that seems like a little far-fetched, them saying like he was not even
Hmm.
there. So almost like the first impression I get is like he was trying to escape some sort of family thing, like family drama or something. I don't know, but that's
Yeah.
not mm, not that's not fully there. Let's look at the reason. Like, what was
Hmm.
the reason, if we get any sort of information for that?
Yeah, there's definitely confirmation about like his mental state being like anxious and like I said, that chakra, like just being in his head too much, not in his body, not feeling safe. Okay, so I got Journey card and Fifth chakra. Let me see what this is about. Fifth chakra reversed, like not being able to speak his truth. I wonder if there was something like, you know what I mean? Like this is the direction he was going in his career and all this stuff, and he's in trying to impress his family or his parents or father. It almost feels like, but it's like not what he wanted to do
Hmm.
because I'm getting this throat chakra. Like there's something that he wasn't able to say or didn't feel like he was able to say it. Um, yeah, it's like he couldn't be himself around his family, is how it's feeling.
Yep. Out of control. This was a way for him to escape and avoid.
Avoid. Yeah.
I don't think necessarily that this was premeditated, to be honest. Like the
No.
act itself, like this particular situation was not premeditated because the card that jumps out first for me is Eight of Cups in reverse, which is thinking about leaving and then coming back after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that he had thoughts of, how to avoid a situation, in which way he can sort of not necessarily even disappear, but just leave and then come back after things settle a little bit or something comes out. And then the thoughts about, I just checked whether or not there were thoughts about that before, right? And I got the Emperor in reverse, the Knight of Wands, and then the Four of Cups, which feels
Oh,
like
did
there
you say
was,
Emperor reversed?
yes,
See, that to me is like father energy,
yeah,
like toxic masculinity. Like maybe it's almost like saying like, "Oh, I'm queer," but his family doesn't accept it or something like this.
yeah, yeah.
It's something like that. Like something
Heavily,
fundamental, right? Like,
yeah, heavily
oh,
emotional and something that would make him sort of feel overwhelmed and almost depressed in a lot of ways, like lack of
yeah.
acceptance, but also very out of control. And there is still that aspect of I have to march forward with the Knight of Wands, like I need to persevere through this, like I have to push through it. So I think that created even an additional layer of pressure and expectation. And
Yeah.
then the thoughts in the moment. Um, Six of Wands is the first one, which is like I'm free. Like I'm
It's
finally moved,
victory. Yeah.
right?
Liberated.
Yeah, like that. I'm moving away from this chaos into,
Mhm.
peacefulness. And then right next to it, Ten of Swords in reverse, which is like
Oh, I
I
got
I
that
could
too. Well, my baby picked it, but I got that too.
I think he picked the right one because this is like I'm
Yeah.
finally finding healing. I'm finally finding peace, and all these wounds can now start to heal potentially. And
Hmm.
then the last
Yeah.
one, Judgment,
Yeah. Ooh, wow, baby. Yeah.
a wake up call. I think the act was actually a reclaiming his power.
Okay.
I think that was the act of like him trying to reclaim his power
Yeah.
or like his own
It's
identity.
so sad. Like I wonder because now it's like what happened to him, right? Like after he ran in there.
I mean, we can
Did
check.
he?
That's what we are here
Mhm.
for. Let's see what.
Okay. Yeah. I want to
Let's
know, like, did it end there? Hmm.
see.
Okay.
Because this is almost like I'm running away to hide and sort of lose people off my track, I guess. And then I'm gonna come back, maybe like under a different identity with a different look.
Ooh. This is great. So I did get Three of Swords reversed. Okay. So when he was going in, it feels very healing for him, right? Like just that
Mm-hmm.
run, that breaking free, the healing. And it's the swords too. Like you had so many swords already with that mental anguish.
Yeah.
Um, this is interesting. So then I got the moon. So the moon could be, and I was asking what was he dealing with, right? And that's just all the darkness, his own shadow, the literal darkness. Because if
You are
now he's out in the
fucking
wilderness
kidding
and
me.
he's like not ready. What'd you get? Three of
First
Swords.
card.
Wow. Yeah, heartache. He was a lot of self-hatred too that he's healing from, I would say. But then it was interesting to see on the other end what happened. So I did get Knight of Swords reversed. Okay. So there is movement,
Yep.
but it's sporadic. It's not planned. It's chaotic, really.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got this Five of Pentacles reversed. So that when the five's reversed, there's like hope is coming back. I almost feel like Five of Pentacles is finding shelter
Mm-hmm.
in the physical sense because it's pentacles, and in this card they kind of, you know what I mean, the church window, they fall back in when it's reversed.
Yep.
What do you, so you have Hermit and Four of Pentacles, so more earth energy, hiding.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's hiding or
I
under
think
a
he's
different
alive and he's
name?
still hiding. But
Yeah.
probably considering the hermit, he's like away from society in large parts. So he might have,
Okay.
gone for supplies and groceries, technically. But I don't
It's
think that
almost like he found
he's,
a spot to stay or he planned it with somebody.
yeah,
Could have planned it
could have
a little
planned it.
bit.
I mean, I'm sorry. I got that aspect of him thinking about disappearing. But then
Okay,
this
yeah.
this act at this particular location seems like very sporadic, as you said. I think you said it as well. It's like it's very chaotic, it's just very unpredictable, and it almost feels like this particular decision was made in like split moment, but he had thought about it. I think sort of what I get is like I
Mhm.
think about how I can escape, and just having this idea of like, oh, this could potentially be the way. Like I disappear into the woods and people are looking for me and I can hide away and I'm gonna find something somewhere where I can, um stay away from people and avoid contact. And then sort of I'm just gonna do it. So it
Mhm.
feels like more of a in the moment type thing rather than
And
planned.
he could have been like right, like when you got to the location, like he could have got like a map of something, and he's like, "Oh, this," you know what I mean? There's could have been like something
Yeah,
about the place that inspired him to, or drove him to, or like said,
yeah.
"Oh, finally, I can." Um, but yeah, it definitely.
Because I don't
Yeah,
think
it
that this was
definitely like validates
influence.
like what the people saw and what happened.
Yep.
But you're right, like it brings up those questions about the family, like saying, no, that couldn't have been true. He was fine. He's, everything
No.
was perfect. Like
Something
when
was
people
going
say
on.
that, there's usually a reason.
Yeah. Because I'm not getting anything that would
Ah,
indicate like he was on some sort of pill or drugs or
no.
alcohol. Like there is no indication of that. Is he was very stressed and almost like out of his mind with that. And what
Yeah.
we got in the beginning, like the anxiousness, the nervousness, the almost depressiveness that I got on my end. But he
Yeah.
was still very much like sound of mind, it feels like, as much as he was frazzled with everything.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this was a very conscious choice to do it,
Hmm.
not influenced for sure. So maybe we should ask, is there any sort of link with the person that went missing,
Oh yeah, that went missing.
right?
Yeah, let's
Like
look.
3 days before him? Maybe. It might be a bit far-fetched, but
It
you
must,
never
it
know.
might just be a coincidence.
What do we have? We have
Hmm.
a jumper. Okay.
Hmm. I don't know. I think I got for the lady that she like, I don't feel like it's related. I feel like she like lost energy. She I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Her strength was depleted.
Her strength is depleted. Yeah, I got like
Yeah.
the Knight of Rods reversed. Like she tried really hard. She fought really hard. Oh, you got Fire reversed or
Yeah.
Strength reversed.
Strength reversed, yeah.
Um, and I got this Blossoming Abundance card reversed. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
just,
I think she
I
was
think
just
whatever
out there.
happened to her, like I feel like she was voicing it on the radio, or like I have this medical issue, or I'm gonna walk this way. Like she had a plan,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like she ran out of steam, she ran out of energy. Um, and when you look at the map, it's just mountains, right? It's like
Yep.
It would be really hard, like even like those hunters, like it took them a couple days to get up where she was. And so it's like if she, yeah, went some like a different way or thought, oh, maybe I'll try to do this shortcut or something, right? And it
Yeah.
just feels like it was a bad decision and it was like made in like she was really riled up. She was really like her heart was really racing when she made the decision. Um, and it's
Almost
like she
feels
just
like
didn't
what
get to where
you
she was gonna
mentioned.
go.
Yeah, what you mentioned at the beginning with Terrence, like him jumping over a cliff or off a cliff, that the
Mm,
rest of them didn't want to jump off. Maybe she just stumbled onto something and just fell through and was not able to regain her stamina in order to climb out or something like that as well.
yeah. And it was almost like she did something out of the ordinary because she seemed like she was very, smart, like wilderness smart.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably was trying to be, somewhere where she would be found or be able to get help. But it's like it feels like, yeah, something went wrong or she wasn't able to do it. It's like, oh, I just have to get up there and I'm on the trail, but she
Yep.
can't get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which
Mm.
is very sad. I asked one, just going flipping back to Terrence.
Yeah.
I asked for a message from him, like from his highest self, about everything, like in general. Let's just be general. But I got this Saturn card.
Lessons.
Okay. Which to me, it's like it's like this was a long time coming. It was like a culmination of many, many years. It wasn't just like oh, I feel weird today and I'm gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that jumps out with Saturn to me is the father. Okay, because Saturn usually represents the father in our birth chart. And also it's tough lessons, it's not easy. And when you look at his age, he was only 26. He hadn't even had his Saturn return, where you're because it takes Saturn almost 30 years to go around your birth chart. So that to me is when you really like learn about yourself and choose to follow your heart to kind of get you through to your next self.
Yep.
So it just kind of reiterates what we are saying about like this was not, this was planned and this was, how he's been feeling for a long time. And it's like what he was meant to do or whatever his life was before he wanted to turn away from it. And he realized this because of the Saturn card. It's like he learned the lessons. He knows himself. He's gained the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But again, with that double meaning about the dad, it kind of just
Yep.
gives me like, look at him, and then you'll know.
Yep. I feel like a lot of what comes up is basically just this this aspect of him wanting to return, but at the same time rethinking that idea over and over, like whether or not he should. And
Mm.
I have the lovers in reverse as well, so it's like it's a love-hate relationship with that, I feel like. So
Like he's choosing self-love. He's
yeah,
choosing.
yeah.
Also Saturn, sorry, the Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces.
Hmm.
So that's another Saturn card. And Pisces is, yeah, it's like you're really going through your feelings and what you've learned from them and what you can carry on, what you can keep carrying on with and what you need to leave behind is what
Okay.
the eight's about. So yeah, that makes total sense.
Huh. That's an
Total
interesting
sense.
one. Yeah. I think I think he's likely to return someday.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
I asked for that, and I think he's likely to return Three of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Two
Okay.
of Swords, and then the Lovers. I feel like most likely because of that pursuit of community and possibly like love, partnership, having somebody, to share and have a connection with. So I think that he's likely to return, but I don't. Mm, I'll probably say it's gonna be a bit of time before that happens. like with the lovers, it would make me think like up to 6 years before that happens. It's almost like
Wow.
once people forget about me
Hmm.
and anybody can really discover who I am necessarily. So I think he wants to remain hidden and just blend back into society one day. So that
Yeah,
makes me
and
think that
it's
he's very much alive.
yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, it's a bit it's a bit
But
of a
it
different
feels
one,
that
right?
way, and you're right. Like, he might not be like, sitting in a cabin in the woods for this many years, but he could have started another like little simple life that he has no responsibilities. Yeah, nobody knows him.
Yeah,
He can be who he wants. He can talk to who he wants.
true. I
Um,
mean, with
yeah.
Three of Cups, it makes me think that there might possibly be somebody around him.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah.
Hmm.
But I mean, this was 2018, so it's quite a few years. Like, he could have definitely, started again, just, you know, working
Yeah,
cash jobs. Like,
true.
there's ways for people to fly under the radar. There's ways
There,
you can, buy a new
mm,
ID too. So
that is true.
it's all very possible.
That is true. Huh.
But yeah, I wonder if when his dad passes away, if he'll go back to his family. There's
Could
a lot of
potentially be.
the dad energy is what I'm picking up on.
Yeah,
Huh. Very cool.
yeah.
Well, good luck to you, Terrence, if that's still your name.
Could be something else, but we shall not we shall not whistleblow that, I guess. Yeah, I think we covered everything. If you're listening and you got to this part, let us know if there is anything else that you are thinking of as far as questions, or any, if you're familiar with the case or have heard of it, if there is any other information that we might have missed that would be valuable for us to look into, and we can always do a part two or an update if something changes or something new comes up. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
that's it. Till next time.
Yeah, so find us on social media as well. If you want to check in with us on Instagram, you can find our conjoined and official profile, Divination Detectives, on Instagram and TikTok from recently. And then Alex can be found on guiding underscore tarot, right? Yes,
Mhm.
there we go. I got that correctly. And then myself on tarot underscore shuffle. So until next week.
Bye.
Bye.